Welcome back to Seriously Still Bored and the long-awaited review of my wife's Mini Clubman JCW. I apologise for the dubbing, but unfortunately the GoPro had some issues. But this is my wife's late 2019 Clubman JCW. It's got 306 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque, and it's a very fast car. We bought this whilst in America from GT1 Sales in Surrey and dealt with a guy called James, and I'll put a link to the description below, and they're really helpful in us purchasing this car whilst we were abroad. But as you can see, it's a stunning looking car. Moving inside, it comes fully loaded with heated electric seats, and they're leather with Union Jacks in the headrest, head-up display, panoramic sunroof, satellite navigation, parking sensors, rear parking camera, and electric windows all round. It's a really well spec'd car, and it's very comfortable on long journeys. So let's start her up. As you can hear, it sounds really lovely. It's got a nice bubble in the overrun. And the heads-up display is a really useful tool, especially with the sat-nav directions on it. There's a really useful cubby hole under the floor in the boot, and the boot itself is big enough to suit all of our needs as a family. The thing to be aware of in this car though are the doors on the back here. The springs are very strong, so that if you have small children, they will open very quickly and potentially push small children out of the way and hurt them. And if you park close to objects and the doors open without your knowing or unexpectedly, they will damage the doors, so just be careful of that if you're contemplating purchasing one of these cars. And with any car with low profile tyres, the alloy wheels will get damaged on the notoriously bad British roads, as ours have done, so these are going to need to get recut later on this year.
So welcome inside my wife's Mini. Although it's getting a bit late tonight, I just thought I'd give you a bit of my impressions and thoughts about the car whilst we're driving out to go to cinema. So it being 306 horsepower and having low profile tyres, the cabin noise is a bit high, but when the roads are actually good quality, it's very quiet inside. But unfortunately the Lincolnshire roads are a bit poorly laid, so it does make some of the roads and noise inside the car a bit loud. But in terms of the actual comfort of the car, there's three settings. You can either have green, which makes everything a bit more economical, mid, which makes the throttle response a bit more responsive and firms up suspension, and then you go into race mode, which just firms up suspension completely and makes the throttle very responsive, and it also changes the displays on the head-up display depending on what mode you're in. It's got flappy paddles that you can change up and down the gearbox with, which I use every now and again, but not very often. And I normally operate the car in the mid-range, so is my wife when she uses it as well. But it's got electrically heated seats, fully adjustable seats, air conditioning, front and rear screen heaters, so it clears off any ice in the winter very easily, and it's just really fast. So if I just give you an idea of what it's like now, so that the car in front just increase, we're doing 35 miles an hour, and here we go. So it's more than fast enough for any of the UK roads. So we're in the mid setting, so the suspension's nice and applied. It's not like shaking your teeth loose. And in the back, it's quite nice as well, having been sat in the back when my wife's driving. The only problem is with the road noise, when you are on poorly laid roads, you do have to shout a bit to talk to people in the back because it is a bit noisier in the back. So any downsides to this car? There's only one that I can see internally, and that's just to do with the rear view. With the way the doors open out onto the from the central point, when they're close you do get a central pillar which does obscure part of the view. However, once you get used to it, it's like any car, you just work around it. You can move your head around to look at various parts in the rear view mirror. Obviously use your side mirrors in order to be able to get around that and check your all the space around you for situational awareness. But it's a really nice car to drive. But that's it really for the review on this car. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can about it. But thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. But until then, please like, subscribe and share. Until then, see you later. Bye bye.